Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Daniel Umstead, host of the RNG radio show. I'm just really excited because, first and foremost, I'm past the 200 marker as far as number of episodes. And then I got another queen on the radio show that does amazing work as far as just empowering women. But you know what I got to do first? I got to talk about her before I can bring her on the show completely and fully. So, her remarkable journey, defined by her visionary leadership, showcasing her analytical awareness with a BSc in industrial engineering and a strategic prowess reflected in her MBA. With over 18 years in the corporate world, she has courageously transitioned from her corporate career to transform her her passion into purpose. As a dynamic and empowering speaker and coach, she embodies the essence of leadership and empowerment through coaching and motivational speaking. She serves as a catalyst for personal and professional transformation, inspiring others to break bad and pursue their calling. Her story is a testament to the courage to break free from conventional paths, embracing one's passion, and fostering unwavering determination. Her words, her wisdom, and balanced energy inspired those fortunate enough to cross her path, motivating them on their unique journeys towards greatness. And ladies and gentlemen, I have her on the show, the wonderful and amazing Tenise N, Hordge, who's got the MBA plus the IBC President CEO. Tenise, how are you doing today?
I am doing well, Daniel. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic and honored to have you on the show. Before we get started into my whole fun questions, we got to talk about the transition. You're doing industrial energy engineering now. It's like what I want to help motivate women. So talk to us about the story and what led you to this current platform that you're just continuously succeeding and empowering others in life.
Yes, absolutely. So it's been a journey, nonetheless. So I started my career in industrial engineering and spent 18 years pretty much in corporate manufacturing and engineering. And I was really great at it. I had a great career, traveled the globe, lived overseas on somebody else's dime, the corner office, the six figures, so all the things, right? But was still greatly unfulfilled. So during that time, I had disposable income, did hobbies. My husband and I traveled. It wasn't until the birth of my daughter that my perspective changed. And um, that happened in 2017. And then we know in 2020, the pandemic came. And that really cemented if you only have X amount of time left on earth, why aren't you doing something that you enjoy, that is giving back, that you have fulfillment? And so that's when I made the pivot. And what I actually did is I pivoted from corporate America, my corporate engineering, manufacturing role, and all that I knew into becoming a lactation consultant. So COVID really opened my eyes up to public health. Just really wasn't on my radar prior to that. And having two children and being very successful with breastfeeding them and learning so much more about the biology of human milk. And then also noting that my story was the exception and not the rule as it relates to women who look like me in their breastfeeding journeys and what breastfeeding does for not just the baby, but the woman later in life. So there are the longer a woman breastfeed, the she has less instances of hypertension, diabetes, and certain cancers later in life, which are among the top three reasons why people die, unfortunately. So I've launched my lactation firm, and it's been amazing over the last 3 years, hit six figures my first year. So really, really fulfilling, but I felt like I had more. So late last year, I was really led to being able to tell my story about how I transitioned from my corporate career into my entrepreneurial passion. And so now I'm really helping other women do the same thing. We are so multi talented. We give so much to our families, our workplaces. Why not giving back to ourselves by fulfilling our own destiny and walking in our passion so we can begin to live life on purpose? And so that's what I'm doing now. And it's been an amazing journey.
I love that, Denise. Thank you so much for sharing that. In Before I get into these questions, what did you find as you were transitioning? What kept you back? Because a lot of people, they're working their 9 to 5, and they're like, well, I need to make sure I get paid next Friday. So, finances, typically become an issue, or they're not getting the support that they need. What were some of your no's that was like preventing you from making that leap?
So I have to say, I really didn't have a whole lot of that. So I'm an engineer by trade. So I am an Excel worksheet lover. So I had plenty of those that had the budget and, kind of all the things. It wasn't something that I woke up overnight and was like, this is what's going to happen. My husband and I had a conversation. It was probably about a 9-month period before I really committed to leaving corporate America and starting a new career before I gave my notice. Now, part of that was building up the savings, right? Paying off some debt, letting some things go. I think during that time we transitioned out of cable. Like, does people still have cable now? But letting go of things, right, that we didn't necessarily need. Having disposable income, I was able to buy the books and some certain training that I needed to launch into this new career. I researched a training development program. So it was a process. And it actually got extended a little bit longer because I wanted to get new flooring in our house. So I was like, listen, let's take a chunk of money. I'll work, a couple of extra weeks and everything will be fine. And so that is pretty much it. My mind was already made up, and I don't know if that's a curse or a blessing. I have to ask my husband on that. But when my mind is made up on something, I am full steam ahead. And that's just what happened. I just needed to have a plan and work through it.
I love that. Thank you so much for breaking that down, because a lot of people think that, you have to have that 3 to 4 months savings saved up. But I'm glad that you had broke down like, hey, 9 month period, got a little extended, need a new flooring in the house. And, I hear a lot from investors in regards to getting rid of cable, getting rid of the Netflix, the Hulu subscriptions, because every little bit counts. So thank you for pointing that out there. And I'm hoping folks will rewind this, take note of it, so they can get better. In the bio, I had talked about you Breaking Bad. Can you elaborate on your Breaking Bad mantra, if you can?
Yes, and thank you for asking. I will have a book that's coming out soon entitled Breaking Bad: How to Transition from Your Corporate Career into Your Entrepreneurial Passion. And so the idea of Breaking Bad is really talking about generational expectations and letting go of those, or breaking bad. So millennials, Gen X, like, we were really conditioned. You go to school, you get a good job, and you are going to be happy. Our parents, our grandparents, they worked 30, 40 years at the same job. Like, my father-in-law spent 40 years at one company, put 3 children through college.
Well,
As we move into the next generations, it's just not true. And it can be harmful if we are still holding on to these limiting beliefs, the B and the bad, and these attitudes, the A and the bad, and these, really bad decisions when it comes to our career and our happiness. Why not define success and happiness for ourselves? And that might mean leaving corporate America. That might mean taking a gap year between high school and college, or not even going to college at all. So I think that we need to break bad of those generational expectations of what success looks like, and be empowered to define what success looks for us and our own happiness. Life is too short. We are now in a generation where we are not outliving our parents. This has never been, since the beginning of time, in an industrialized time frame, where children are dying before our parents. Why? Because we're putting too much undue stress on ourselves for no good reason. There's a lot of things that we're juggling. Why not define success for what it means to you as an individual, and then go after it?
yeah, 1000%. And, with the, unfortunately, just the depression we talked about, the anxiety we talked about, and even, suicide rates in these young kids, because they're getting that pressure, from the parents. And it needs to be broken, as you mentioned. And we're living in a world right now that kids are just playing on YouTube with toys, making millions of dollars. Yes, I'm jealous and I pointed out there, but we have these journeys that we could set for ourselves, and examples that we can follow. You can Google Tenise Hordge and see your success, and see hey, if I want to get into that realm, this is what it's going to look like. This is how I can copy it. And then even more so, because we're in the digital age, we can connect virtually, to those individuals. So thank you so much for that. For the ones that says like, I hear you, Tenise, I need my cable, I need my Hulu subscriptions, I got this great job with the benefits, but they still want to leave corporate America to become an entrepreneur, but something's holding them back. What's your advice to those individuals who are still stuck between that 9 to 5 and future financial freedom?
So let me just be very clear that those are our valid statements, and I hear that individual, right? I can empathize with them. However, you have to make a decision, and you have to make a educated decision with the information that you have. So if you need the healthcare, I get it. Healthcare in the United States is crazy expensive. Work out a plan. If you need to pay off some debt or whatever it is, you're saving for college for your child or trying to buy a house, these are all valid reasons to delay. Why not start your side business, your passion on the side? Work up some clientele, work up some networking, putting some funds aside so that you are going about your business the correct way. The new thing is I stand on business. Get your LLC together, get your business bank account separate from your personal bank account, stand on business, and do the things that are required so that you're operating in the proper way. But it doesn't have to be all or nothing. If there needs to be a series of steps that occur to make it easier for you, then so be it. And that's part of that empowerment of making success work for you. If you are at the verge of foreclosure, maybe now is not the time. I understand walking out and stepping out on faith and all the things, but I'm also a realist and saying, well, I have to do my part as well. So I think the message is to really be very truthful and honest of what individual steps you need to make that happen. I talked about my 9 months. That wasn't something that was going to happen if I didn't have my husband's support. We had 2 small children at the time. They were home. So there's the pandemic. We weren't paying for childcare, but these are all things that are real and can impact those decisions that we make and the future that we set out for ourselves. So we have to look at things from a general perspective and making sure that it fits in with our timeline, our responsibilities, our finances, all those things. And if that is something that an individual is listening to right now and is having a difficult time kind of sorting out, check me out. I'm happy to help.
Awesome. Love that. Since we're on that topic here, subliminal messaging 101, where can folks find you at on social media and get in contact with you?
I'm so glad you asked. Set that up nicely. www.tenisehordge.com. I am on all the socials, Facebook, LinkedIn, Tenise Hordge on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram. Did I name all of them? And it's just at Tenise Hordge. So I have a weekly empowerment minute that I do every Monday to kind of get your week started off. I have a blog in which I detail my lessons learned from corporate America. Some were not so great experiences, but being able to turn those around into a lesson learned and how that shaped my leadership throughout my career and now in my post-corporate career life and personal life. So a lot of great content out there to kind of inspire and help people along the way, if you're not quite ready to take that big jump.
I love that. Love that. Now, when folks do go to tenisehorge.com, is there any services that you provide to individuals who may not be ready yet to leave corporate America, but you could still help them as far as growing in their current role?
Yes. So I do a coaching strategy call and then I have actual coaching sessions. So not everybody wants to leave corporate America, and I get that. You might be trying to go for a promotion that you were passed over a year or two ago, or trying to launch into a new field. And so I walk through challenges that might occur during those type of transitions. I really focus on leadership and really building that confidence to get to the point that you desire to be, whether that is within your corporate role or corporate America or entrepreneurship or a combination of both.
Awesome, awesome. And then, for that individual who is getting ready, they're on the website right now. How should they prepare for the call? Is there any resources or tools that they need to bring to the table, or just have that open mind when they do set up their call with you?
Excellent question. So part of the booking process, you do have to answer a series of questions. So that really puts that individual in the mindset of growth, identifying their weaknesses as well as their strengths and what they want to accomplish during the call. I review those individually, one by one, and then we have a tailored meeting together in which we can really focus on the unique needs of that individual. So you should absolutely have an open mind, but there is an aspect of some retrospection and some reflection that needs to occur before we actually meet in person.
Awesome. Great. Appreciate that. And then, as far as with passion, a lot of people might just be stuck in the 9 to 5, or, they're 15 years in the game and they're like, I don't know what my passion is. I don't even know how to find my passion. Definitely for a good majority of us, passion got woken up with COVID. It's realized like I'm stuck in the house. I'm stuck in the house. If I got to wear a mask one more time and stuck in the house, I'm gonna go crazy. So their passion came about. But there are still those that, went back to their 9 to 5, continuing on. What can folks do, I guess, to ignite their passion or figure out like, hey, what is my purpose in life? What is my life goal? What should I be doing not only to benefit myself, but others as well?
That's an excellent question. And I do touch on a little bit of that within my book. I have a few suggestions. And first of all, looking back into your childhood, as children, we're kind of I mean, you're not sheltered, but you're not necessarily exposed to all of the things of the world. And so you tend to kind of focus your energy on things that you like or that come easy to you. And later in life, when you look back, you'll see that your passion could have stemmed from some of those things. So identifying things that you really enjoy doing in your childhood, also things that you do effortlessly, that you just wake up and you do, things that really bring you joy. I talk about energy on a daily basis. We wake up with a finite amount of energy. And I usually use this as focusing that energy on the good versus, being a mean and horrible person. But also, if you have that energy, what would you want to spend that energy on? Is it your craft room? Is it playing basketball? Is it teaching students? Being able to identify the things that bring you joy. These are all good elements of what can lead to the possibilities of what your passion really is. And so just being able to take some time and reflection, maybe that's taking a day off from work. Maybe that's visiting a park or a museum or going on a beach vacation to clear your mind from obligations and responsibilities so that you can actually have some time to date yourself again, to identify what it is that you really want to do and what you love doing.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for that. So I got peeking back into the childhood, doing things effortlessly, and what you love to spend energy on.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tenise. Hope y'all heard that. That's why I had to repeat it. So I hope y'all heard that. Couple more questions as we're wrapping up here today. What keeps you motivated? As an entrepreneur, we have our good days, we have our bad days where, clients are canceling or we just have those difficult clients and customers. But what keeps you going, as far as continuing on with your business and continue your pathway of success?
I have to say, a lot of that falls on my family. I have really great family support, especially in my home, my husband, but I have two young children, and they see me cry, they see me laugh, they see me live life. And as I am my ancestors' wildest dreams, I am their wildest dreams. So they keep me motivated. It's very important that I'm my authentic self so they understand what adulthood is like, what entrepreneurship is like, what success looks like. But mommy still comes home and she laughs with daddy. She still comes home and she laughs with me. She was at my school today to read a story. So being able to do all these things in my authentic self and having my children look up to me and be so involved in their life, that's what motivates me. Because in their eyes, we as parents have a very unique view to our children of a caregiver, but we're also the first leader. We're also, the first role model that they see, the first teacher. And so they really keep me motivated to strive and to be the best me, the best version of myself that I can be, because they're looking, they're watching, and they're learning, and they're a future. They're my legacy.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for that. And then before I get to my final question, if you can, one more time, tell folks where they can find you on social media.
Absolutely. You can find me at Tenise Hordge, TENISEHORDGE, on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, as well as LinkedIn.
So we talked about the new book coming out. Is there anything else that folks should be on the lookout for you, and any parting words for the audience today?
Yes, so I have a monthly masterclass in which we really dive into my top 5 leadership traits to overcome self-doubt and build confidence. So it's a great workshop. There's a VIP session that you can upgrade to where you get to ask questions, and we really get a tailored program developed for you. But part of the book launch, I am putting together a nice workbook that you can work through so that you can get to the point where you're breaking bad on a personal level before the book even comes out, and the book will help to supplement the workbook. It'll be available online probably in the next couple of weeks, so watch all the socials because we'll have a big to-do about it. Maybe we should have a virtual party to announce when that is live and ready for download. So absolutely, make sure that you stay tuned, like, subscribe, turn those notifications on.
Awesome. Tenise, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, being that example of Black Queen. Kudos to you and your family for that support, and I really just appreciate the advice that you laid out for everybody today. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me, Daniel. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for tuning in to the RNG Radio Show. Be sure to like and subscribe for more episodes and future content. If you'd like to learn more, visit us at danielumstead.com.
Stay blessed, my fellow millionaires.